Girl, what's going on? First of all, I'ma just let y'all know I am tired as all hell. Last night slash this morning, first of all, I was off Friday. I was off Thursday and Friday. Friday night, I didn't get to sleep till early Saturday morning. And then once I went to sleep, I had to get up because, I drank a whole bunch of water. I'm getting back on my water thing. So I was just going to the bathroom and it was interrupting my sleep. And then the last time I got up, I was up for like literally an hour or so before I went right back to bed. And then by the time I went back to bed, I had to get back up in 2 hours. So, girl, I only got like 3 hours worth of sleep if you want to put it all together. A mess, okay? And I didn't take a nap when I came home because I had some stuff to put together. It is what it is. And so I said, let me just go ahead and force myself to stay up and watch this show, because if I was to put it out tomorrow and then I got to go to work, y'all wouldn't have got it. Y'all wouldn't have got it. And then I would have been pissed, okay? I really would have been mad. Because this episode was nothing. And this is just going to show us that certain people just cannot lead a show, and certain people are just meant to be supporting cast members, because we just don't. And it's not even that. It's just the fact that they're repeating storylines. And there has been literally no progress with certain people, okay? So we get up into the episode, we see Martel, he going out there to therapy, we that's cool or whatever, and talking about his issues, and he upset when he came there because the babysitter, I said, oh, the babysitter, no, which babysitter is this, okay? The babysitter then canceled on him, and he upset at his mama because his mama wouldn't watch the kids. And it's like, if I say watch the kids, you should just go ahead and watch the kids because you their grandma. Baby, listen. At the end of the day, Martel needs to understand that just because that is your mother and she is the kid's grandmother, she is not obligated technically to watch them kids or to do anything for them, because she did not give birth to them. She is not the one raising them. They have a mother and a father. She is doing this out the kindness of her heart, and we have to understand that when it comes to grandparents, they want to watch the kids, okay? Regardless of if it make it seem like we trying to force them or y'all be trying to force them. They say yes because they want to, okay? They probably give you a little bit of pushback, but they going to say yes. Now, sometimes they going to say no, and you got to respect that, because what? They can. And they ain't obligated to watch your kids. I'm just saying. So it's talking about the way he expect people to do things for him when they say they're going to do it, and how he gets upset when it doesn't happen the way that he wants it to happen. He just want to know that everybody got your back, got his back. I understand to a certain extent, but when it comes to certain situations, I leave room for things to happen just in case, so that I won't be upset. You know what I'm saying? Because I too would like things to happen the way that you say that they're going to happen, but I also know that shit does happen that prevents that. Then they started talking about his daddy and girl, who knows? He ain't grow up with the man because the man was incarcerated. We did see an earlier season where he did reconnect with him and all that stuff. And now this is making him think about reconnecting with his little brother and all that. And I said, oh, I didn't know he had a little brother, Montez or whatever. It's always a Montez. I don't know what it is about that name, but somebody somewhere always got somebody that's named Montez. One of the dudes that was when I went to school, he was in grammar school. He was in middle school. Listen, he was the one. He was the bitch. It was a couple of them that all the girls wanted to go out with or whatever. And then he was like the bad boy too, okay? And I was just like, It wasn't my steez because, first of all, he was a little bit too light for me. But, he was that light-skinned type that just was like, I truly don't give a fuck, And then he started going with my friend. And I said, now, she don't look like your type. I said, I was really confused. And I was just like, all right. I wonder what he up to. Okay. I hope he's still here with us because, niggas. Girl, some of my classmates from back in the day, they ain't here with me no more. I mean, it ain't funny, but I'm just saying that's just how life is, for different reasons. And some of them lost their life to the street, but hey, it is what it is. Moving on from that, his brother do eventually come over, and apparently his brother. Now let me tell you something. I'm going off of what I remember, what I actually paid attention to, and this episode is really, 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 really boring. I don't know if it was because the episode was actually just not giving nothing, or because, again, like I said, I am extremely tired, and I did not want to leave y'all hanging, okay? I just did not want to do that. All right, I've been kind of a little bit inconsistent because I'm actually going out, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to get back on track and give y'all something. Y'all can tear it up in the comments if you want to. I just want to give it to y'all. But he gets out and come over there to the house, and I was like, how short is he? Because he was sitting up in there. Is it them chairs that's kind of tall? They make them tall so that your feet can dangle? Because, boy, Montez, you was dangling in that chair. I noticed that when they did that wide span. I said, them feet dangling or whatever. Come to find out, Montez just got out of jail. He, on probation or whatever. He got him a job, or like a real 9-to-5 job with FedEx. He about to be June, delivering packages and stuff. And, he's married also. So now he's on this kick of, he just want to make his life better, which I applaud, all right? Because, everybody makes mistakes, and some people make more mistakes than other, and, different levels of mistakes and all that stuff, but you got to learn from it, and, you got to give chances to give them the opportunity to learn from it and to change. And, he's trying to take this situation serious. He's trying to get up out the streets, and was blaming the fact that, he went his way because, the father wasn't there and certain things was going on. But I do appreciate the fact that Martel was like, when he was in in therapy session, was in his confessional, was saying just because his father wasn't there, he's not blaming how he turned out on that. Because he knows he's doing the things that he wanted to do. He's putting the blame on himself for the things that he's done. And I said, all right, because, it's always because my daddy wasn't there, and, my mama, she can't raise no man. Girl, shut the hell up, okay? It's a lot of strong black men out here that's been raised by single women and turn out really, really well, okay? Really, really well. Give women a little bit more props than you try to put it on, make them the negative person and I say, well, why the fuck the daddy wasn't in the picture? It was this TikTok that was circulating on Twitter about that subject. That's why it came up in my mind, and I said what I said, because it was you probably saw it when this white guy was just debunking a lot of stuff that these black men on these podcasts were saying about single mothers being responsible for a lot of the negativity that happens with black men, or when men or whatever being incarcerated and all this stuff and woo woo woo. And I'm like, well, damn, what about the daddy that ain't in the life? So it took a white man to come through and debunk with the real fact. I said, I'd be embarrassed that colonizer came through and did that. Anyway, moving on from that, we off that, okay? He up there talking to him and giving him advice about stuff, and, learn from me, and, you got to make sure your wife is satisfied and y'all satisfy each other and all this stuff. And I said, now, honestly, I get that he trying to have a bonding moment, because, listen, until today, I didn't know that the man had another brother. I didn't know he had another sibling, okay? I just didn't know. We know about Uncle Sam, all right? And Uncle Sam damn sure gave us Jerome from Snowfall. Now, the whole time I was trying to figure out who he was giving, and he was giving very much Jerome. But I said, you know what? And then bringing up Melody and asking if, you gonna go up in the studio and make a diss song about her, because, she make that diss song. I was like, nah, I ain't finna do all that or whatever. It's been a long time since Montez seen Melody or whatever, probably because he was locked up. He said it's been years. But at the same time, I was like, this cute that you got your brother over and you trying to act like you care about him. Okay, you do. And you want him to go on the right path. But especially when it comes to the relationship, baby, I don't want Montez taking no type of advice on relationship from Martel at this particular moment. I can't wait to see next week's episode. You know what? I can't wait. But I do want to look at that particular scene when they was talking about the court situation, and then how Martel got upset at his mama because he was like, "You supposed to go hard on her at the court." I said, "What?" So you literally just trying to make Melody look bad. We already know what is concerning. You literally trying to make Melody look the worst, and you want to pull your mama into it, and you basically want your mama to get up there on that stand and lie. That's why you get mad because the mama didn't do what you wanted her to do. Child, niggas ain't shit sometimes, okay? And I'm talking about niggas like Martel, so don't get up in your feelings. Don't get up in your feelings. Moving on from that, the whole situation with Courtney and Stormy, I'm going to be 100% real with y'all. That was so anticlimactic. After all of that mess that went down last week, you know, and the mamas getting all upset at each other, and, you know, to be continued. I was like, I really thought it was going to be something. It wasn't none. It wasn't none. You got two stubborn people that ain't finna talk to each other just yet. Stormy told her mama, why don't you just go ahead and talk to her? I'm going to talk to her when she walking away. She got her back turned and she walking away. I said, girl, you ain't want to talk to that lady anyway, okay? So nothing's going to be resolved. And if it was resolved, I really don't know. I really don't know, because I kind of zoned out, because I was just like, y'all not finna say nothing. And I don't know, like, the way that they're, I don't know, maybe it's just me. It just feels weird for some reason. I don't know. And I'm probably the only one that kind of feel this way. It just feels a little weird and awkward the way that they have thrown Stormy in there since they made her a main cast member. And now we're getting her story, or we're getting scenes with her and her family. And I don't know, like, her storyline just ain't hitting it with me. And maybe it's because I'm tired of seeing the storyline about the families having issues with each other within the family or whatever, because we didn't see that on just about every reality show. Girl, damn it, Real Housewives of Atlanta coming on tomorrow. We probably gonna see it again tomorrow. And at this point, it's like I'm tired. I'm tired. I was looking at it on Real Housewives of New Jersey, baby. I am all worn out. Okay, like, ugh, fix it, Jesus. You know. And then they had this other scene where they was talking about the whole situation with the warehouse, and, you know, how do they feel about the fact that Junior gonna be gone. Girl, at the end of the day, you did what you had to do because he wasn't being productive. He wasn't being, you know, the best employee that he could be. And like you said, now if I have to get somebody else, girl, we ain't finna do family, okay? That's just what it is. And I totally didn't care about that scene. That last scene where Stormy was just sitting there crying and, you know, talking about how the sad music that was playing while she was in the confessional crying, talking about, you know, I was like the only child, and I had a lot of cousins and family, and, you know, my aunts and my uncle, and then, like, my mom and my sister. But my mom and sister, like, really, really cool at the time. It was like, I just go over there and talk to her. And then when they not getting along, it's like, I was like, Your mom is the issue. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. And if you can tell your mama that she needs to calm the fuck down, maybe you'll get somewhere. But then again, your mama looks like the type of person that just don't give a damn. Okay. She ain't gonna listen, you know. So there's that. Moving on from that, and then the rest of the episode, like, when I tell y'all, the rest of the episode literally was about Maurice and his parenting, and Kimmy being afraid or not knowing or not being comfortable enough to discipline Maurice Jr. and then Kyle coming. When I tell you, I was over it. I am so tired of this storyline. I'm sorry, Kimmy. I love you. Well, no. I like you on the show, okay? Can do without your husband. You can do better. And I know you tired of it. We're tired of it. We see right through the bull. Girl, you could just tell I'm tired. I'm looking at my eyes. My eyes is love like I'm high. I was like, damn, this how I look when I be tips. Ooh, woo. Anyways, I was just like, girl, at the end of the day, because they go out to this, I mean, they talked about it with the Scott's brothers, you know, like Maurice and Letitia. They come out to this wine and design thing. It's like a paint and sip type of situation. And they start talking about it with them about basically how Kimmy don't feel like she should be able to, or she don't know if she can discipline I'm gonna call him Maurice Jr. or whatever. And every time this subject comes up, Maurice always wants to bring Kiowa into the situation, and he always wants to bring in the situation when it concerns the fact of Kiowa and Kimmy's issue, you know, and making it seem as if they still have an issue. And it's giving me the feeling that he wants them to have an issue. He had gaslighted the hell out of Kimmy at the end of this episode when they got through talking about this whole thing. And, you know, it was just them two talking about whether or not, you know, she still feels a way about Kiowa and their old situation and all that. And I'm like, why do you keep on bringing it up? Even Kimmy is acting like, why do you keep on bringing that up? You are gaslighting her and making an issue where there is none. Kiowa and Kimmy were able to come together. Kiowa and Kimmy are literally on the same page when it comes to the disciplinary actions and discipline for Maurice Jr. It is like Maurice wants Kiowa to say something else. It's just like I don't know what he wants. Okay, like, don't you want your wife and the mother of your child to be on the same page? And they're on the same page when it comes to how to discipline and what Kimmy can and cannot do. And it's the fact that you should be okay and be like, wow, the fact that you actually are concerned about what Kiowa has to say, instead of just saying, well, he living up in my house, so he gonna have to do what I say do. I don't give a damn. You know, I would be like, cool, I'd be impressed with that and be cool with that and just leave that alone. And no, he just can't let it go. And this whole therapy situation, she brought up that they should probably go to therapy, you know, as a family, them three. And he was like, what about you? Because ain't you a parent too? Unless you don't know what you not a parent, huh? And I'm sitting here like, I get where Kimmy is coming from and I get where he is coming from, but I get where Kimmy is coming from more so because in this situation, especially given how the conversation with Maurice Jr. and how his demeanor is, she is coming from a place where let y'all go to therapy and figure y'all circle out before you add me. And then I don't want it to seem as if we're all ganging up on him like it just felt when y'all had that conversation. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I just felt like that conversation was redundant. I felt like it was pointless. I felt like Maurice was putting on because, again, yes, I understand that, you know, kids need to be disciplined, okay? Kids need to have responsibilities. They need to start learning at a young age about responsibilities so that they can, you know, grow into that and they can be well-rounded when they get out there into the real world. But there is a way that you can do that where you're being somewhat forceful, but you're doing it with love, and your child can see that you're doing it with love, and you're doing it with because you actually care, and not because you just want things to be done the way that you want it to be done. And for some reason, that's how Maurice is coming off to me. It's like, I get that you grew up in a certain situation that Maurice Jr. didn't grow up in. He has a lot more opportunities, and than you did, okay? And probably have a lot more of your father's time than you did because he's the only child in this situation from you, because Jalen's not in the house. So therefore, he's living with you now, and you would expect him. It's like he has this very, very high expectations of him. And I get trying to instill things into him, but it's just the way that he's doing it. And it's almost as if he's forgetting that this is a teenage boy, that is a teenage child in general. And they're going to make mistakes. They are not perfect. It's like he's trying to get the perfect child, okay? And he's talking about something. It seems like when we talk at you, you know, things still don't get done. It don't get into you or whatever. And I'm like, stop talking at him. Kids resist and do all that stuff, and people in general resist a lot when people talk at them instead of to them. All right? And it's just like, I'm sitting here like, don't ever have no more kids, because you do not know how to be a parent, and parent with, like, I don't want to say soft, but he's more like, they said, a drill sergeant, telling Kyle, well, we're doing the boot camp and we're waking him up at 5 o'clock. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, he waking up early, not 9 out of 10. He probably ain't even going to bed early enough. He probably still tired or whatever. You acted like that was doing something for like a week or whatever, but now he's still, the grades ain't no better. He's still not doing the chores like he's supposed to when Kimmy says it or whatever. So there is something else going on, and I feel as though Maurice is part of the problem because of the way that he's being so hard on him. And I'm not saying that he needs to be soft on him or whatever, but he needs to tone it down and actually be interactive with that boy to the point where the boy feel comfortable enough to come to him and to speak. He talking about I do spend time with him when I pick him up, when I drop him off, and I'm sitting here like, why would you start? Me and Kimmy said, why would you start the conversation in that as an example off like that? I said, what? Maurice, you giving that you really don't spend the amount of time that you say. We have hours of conversation. Kimmy said, what, while y'all sitting up in track? I said the same thing. I said, you know what? Maurice just don't give me the feel that he spends as much time as he acts like he does. Marcel I damn sure don't give, and we already know he don't spend as much time with his kids because they're so work focused. They're so work driven. It's tunnel vision on that. They do like the bare minimum, and that's probably why the boy is in the way that he's in the way. And then when he said, you looking like you're not receiving what's being done. You're not receptive to what's being said. Because why you sitting there looking? I said, well, what's going on? He's looking like a teenage boy. He's looking like a teenage boy or a teenager that is getting put on blast in a sense. That's probably what he's thinking. He's not finna... Because I'm picturing how I was when I was a teenager, and I was somewhat, when you get confronted with something and you getting told that you're not doing this right or whatever, yeah, and then you got to have to sit down and all that stuff. You're going to sit there like this and as if you're not paying attention. But in reality, you do be paying attention most of the time. Depending on the conversation, you do be paying attention. You just be in your feelings about what's being said. And like Kyle said, it's the fact that Kyle, his mother... It took the mother to actually come there and to say, it looks like something else is going on deeper that he's not saying. And Maurice didn't even pick up on that. So she had to go talk to him, And the fact that he literally said when he was talking to his mom, because he misses his mother. He misses his mother. He wants his mother around. She said, I'll try to come around as much as I can. And, the fact that she said you need to have people to talk to. And he said, I have people to talk to, but I choose not to. And I just talk to myself when a situation comes up. And once I figure it out, I just move past it. And she was like, that's not good. And that is not good. You have to talk to somebody. And the fact that he don't feel comfortable enough coming to an adult to talk to in this situation, that says a lot as well. But it also says he's a child and he's a teenager and he probably going through puberty still, and he's still trying to figure things out. He's a little bit confused about stuff. And sometimes these kids be so goddamn emo, they be to themselves. This bitch, I was the same way. Girl, I don't gotta talk to y'all less. I go in my room or whatever. But see, it's the fact that Maurice think that he's actually doing something, and he really not. He really not. He's just been gaslighting this whole situation. And that basically was the episode, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. Girl. And if you didn't like the review because it was... I apologize. I'm just tired, and I'm tired of the show. I'm trying to finish out the rest of this season so I can get the hell over it. All right. Now, yeah, I'm going to go watch. Not tonight because, again, I'm tired of shit. I'm going to look at Love and Marriage Detroit and see what it's given to see if I can even stomach doing another reality show at this current moment. I'm pretty sure my mood will change once I get some sleep. So there's that. But, yeah, if I do review it, I'll probably put it up tomorrow or maybe, tomorrow. I'll think about it. I'm not gonna do it tonight. I'm just letting you know. Woo. But you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I know y'all like, the fuck, girl. It's I was at work today. I was, girl, at work too, and then it's Pride weekend, and I'm mad, bitch. I'm mad because I gotta go to work tomorrow. The two gay bitches up in the goddamn they at the job, we both gotta work tomorrow. We can't even go to the parade tomorrow because we gotta fucking work. Ain't that some shit? Girl, it is what it is. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night and weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.